Busted Ass Holiday Inn in Newark, New Jersey. Welcome to the week three, no, week two podcast. Yikes. I'm your award-winning host, Robbie Wright. We got a great show for you guys. Last week there was a lot of frustration with one of the rookies we interviewed, and sure enough, he was the top point getter, which means the viewers get what they want. They get more Mike Palacey. The viewers don't get what they want. They absolutely hated his last interview. It was a mess. But we're here at the Monkey Bar Podcast, the award-winning Monkey Bar Podcast. We're all about redemption here. We're gonna see if he can redeem himself. I'll jump in the scores here a little bit. I'll be honest. I was so bad with fantasy this past week. This is probably the first time in my life I've actually had to work for anything. And as you see, I'm in some busted ass Holiday Inn. They couldn't even put me in a fucking Marriott. That's a sore subject, but nonetheless, I did get a nice steak dinner tonight. Compliments of my good friends at Applebee's. They are the official sponsor of the Monkey Bar Podcast. First matchup here, we're going to my matchup here against Casey. Casey took me down by a score of 130.1 to 106. Pretty much the difference maker was Antonio Brown did not do jack shit, and Jonathan Stewart got hurt. Fuck off, Jonathan Stewart. Fuck off, Antonio Brown. But we're not bitter. Casey got D'Angelo Williams. That might be the late round still of the fantasy football season. And DeAndre Hopkins, he had a nice showing as well. Congrats to Casey taking down yours truly. I don't know. I got a big matchup against the undefeated Carmen Fortunato next week. It's kind of funny. I think I received 3 screenshots of the standings after 2 weeks, and how stunned everyone is that Carmen and Palacey are the 2 undefeated teams. Pretty sure that the Vegas odds are about 1,000,000 to 1. Those would be the 2 teams that would be undefeated after 2 weeks. I mean, Carmen, he's had some nice showings here. Same thing with Palacey. I mean, it just shows that this is about 50% luck and 50% skill. Not to take anything away from them. I mean, gotta give credit where credit's due. They've had nice starts, but I mean, it's a long season, guys. And Carmen, I mean, he's been notorious for never making the playoffs, and this might be his year. I mean, or he could be like the Bengals from last year. You never know. And Palacey, he's such a wild card this year. I mean, no one knows anything about the guy. I mean, you guys saw his interview last week. It was a mess. I mean, he knew nothing about any of you guys. And so those are our 2 undefeated teams. And I believe I saw that our 2 teams that have not won yet, Jordan once again. You want to say that, the tides are going to turn, but, the guy has never even had a winning record yet, I don't believe, in 4 years. I mean, he's something. I mean, I know he did have Keenan Allen go down early, so that is quite unfortunate. But he's the only winless team right now. So luckily, we don't have too many other winless teams. The Monkey Bar League, it's all about being competitive here. And Jordan, I mean, it's a long season. Don't get me wrong, but gotta get back on a high note here. Taking the next matchup here, Mr. Jared Cunning versus Mr. Trevor Corbett. Jared took down Trevor by a score of 134 to 102.1. I did get a few text messages from a few of the boys in the league that Jared is already seeking wide receivers. I think we all kind of saw this coming after his first pick of Ezekiel Elliott, and they were immediately on the trade block. If you guys have, it's just a little public announcement for on Jared's behalf. If you guys have any interest in any of his players, everyone's on a trade block. Everyone is at all times, 24/7. He will do whatever it takes to make the trade. And I mean, sometimes he wins them, sometimes he loses them, but he has fun with it. So it keeps the league interesting. I mean, someone got to be that guy, and Jared's that guy. But Jared took down Trevor by a score of 134 to 102.1. Cam Newton went off. Matt Forte, he's been awesome the past 2 weeks. I have him in my other league. I'm appreciating his effort. But you look at Hollywood Squares, and Eric Horsecock Decker had 24.6, and Big Ben had an all right showing, 19.8. But Trevor, I mean, he floats in this league. I mean, you don't really hear him ever at the top of the standings. He's never really at the bottom. He's just kind of usually in the middle of the pack. So let's see if he can get over the hump here this season. Next matchup, Lloyd Christmas, Mr. Carmen Harrisburg Fortunato versus Game of Jones, Michael Madden. This is a preschool rivalry, a Slippery Rock rivalry. Carmen took down Mike, and Carmen he could be the team that turns it around this season and really makes a nice run here. He's put up 138.3, nice respectable total. You look at other than AJ Green and Ingram didn't have a great outing. Everyone showed up for Carmen last week. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald once again came up big. Delaney Walker is a very underrated tight end. Kelvin Benjamin, that's another guy that no one really looked at. I don't know if Carmen really eyed him up at the beginning of the year or if he just kind of got lucky with that. But Kelvin Benjamin's going to have a big year. Mike, he got a nice outing out of Julio, but Houston D put up 15 points. As did Justin Tucker with 15 as well. So congrats to Carmen improving to 2-0, and Mike drops to 1-1. Next matchup here. Actually, I'll save this one for last because Palaci's going to be on the podcast here shortly. We'll jump on to this is a Penn State 656 Sutton Court rivalry game. These teams, neither of them broke 100. We need to make a rule if neither team breaks 100 points. No one deserves to win. But Shitty Farm Team 3 took down the Monkey Bar MVPs by scoring 97.4 to 92.5. Pour some out for Matter here. I'm sure Matter has some bottle of cheap whiskey that Tina is very pissed off that he purchased. Adrian Peterson's gone. I believe he's done for the year. So unfortunately, there goes his first round pick. So it's going to come down to him relying on Dez Bryant, which his name's Dez, and Demarius Thomas, two black as fuck wide receivers. But we all know that the black wide receivers are the best wide receivers. Look on the other side here for Durwanko, Odell Beckham Jr. He an all right performance, 16.6. No touchdowns though. Matt Jones. This is a nice start by Durwanko. That's not Matt Jones. I am Matt Jones. What the fuck am I talking about? Okay, M. Jones. We'll call him Mike Jones. I don't know who the fuck he is. He put him in at flex and 8 receptions, 118 yards. Nice little outing for M. Jones. So congrats to Matter on getting a W. But guess you got to do some work with the running back situation now. Now he lost his first round pick, unfortunately. Move on to the next matchup here. Bonesaw took down the champ, Mr. George McCoy, by a score of 106.3 to 91.2. Bonesaw gets he lost his virginity getting his first W in the Monkey Bar League, so congrats to Bonesaw. And it was against a very respectable opponent in George McCoy. Fortunately, George didn't really have his best outing, only put 91.2, and Bonesaw got away with not needing as many points. Carson Wentz, I cannot wait till the Steelers just stomp on him this weekend. I am so sick of people just talking this guy up out here. He is. Don't even get me started on that. Melvin Gordon, 21 points. Other than that, you got 18.3. Jordy Nelson got in the end zone. And Minnesota D had a respectable outing, as did Brandon McManus. So Bonesaw got some points from a few unlikely sources here. Whereas you look at George, and it's just Tavius Murray got him 22.1, but it's just a matter of him just getting the right guys at the right time. Poor Todd Gurley, which I see he had him on his bench. I'm a little puzzled by that move as well. So, George, maybe if you're the top point getter next week, I'd like to hear the reasoning behind that. We move on to the last matchup here. It is Mr. Jordan Bailey versus Mr. Mike Palaci. And looking at the scores here, Jordan, I got to give some credit's due here. He put up the fourth most points. So 4 out of 12, and he gets an L. This guy, this is the story of his last 3 to 4 years in this league. He puts up nice totals and always is against the top point getter or the second highest point getter. It's just, this guy cannot catch a break. But looking at the matchup here from Palaci, she knows what time it is. Okay, I'm doing a podcast here. Watch this, guys. Hey, big guy.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, say hi to my podcast here. You're on TV.
Oh my god, this thing again?
Yeah, this thing, it's award winning.
Aren't you supposed to be working or something?
I've been working all day.
Alright. Well, I'll let you get back with the boys.
All right, yeah, I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
All right, love you. Bye. That's my fiance, Amanda. If you don't know who she is, Google Penguin fan proposes to Flyers fan and have yourself a day with that. But as I was rudely interrupted, looking at the matchup here, Jordan got a nice performance out of Phillip Rivers. Landry got him some points, but you look at the other side here. Aaron Rodgers for Palacey. Giovanni Bernard had a touchdown against the Steelers too, 24.7. So yeah, Stephon Diggs, holy hell, 33.2. Denver D23. Wow, Palacey, you really did have yourself a nice little outing here. So we're gonna get Mr. Mike Palacey on the phone here, and we're gonna just find out more about the kid. Really, I mean, he'll randomly just disappear for months at a time, chasing after love, and halfway across the U.S. I mean, this guy he's a mystery sometimes. So we're gonna get to know him a little bit better once again. Holy fuck! Oh, I thought Placey had an iPhone for a second. I got the new iOS 10, and it gave me the option for FaceTime. I got kind of excited there.
Hello?
Mr. Palacey, you answered your phone. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday evening?
Great. What's going on, Ryder?
Not too much. I'd just like to congratulate you. You were the top point getter this past week. You are $25 richer. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great, man. Really used the $25 and just real excited to be 2-0 in the league.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to touch on here is you are a rookie. You're a wild card joining the prestigious Monkey Bar League. No one really knew what to expect. Would you say this hot start is mostly skill or mostly luck?
Absolutely not skill. I mean, I drafted not so great, actually. If you look at my points this past week, it's from a defense and like a 7th-round draft pick. So I'd say a good combination, but mostly luck.
No, I hear you. Well, as you're well aware, Placey, there was a lot of critics with your past, your previous interview at the Monkey Bar podcast. Some say that you don't know enough about the league members. Some say you were an absolute mess. Do you have anything to say to any of these anonymous people here in this league?
The only thing I have to say about that, and I went back and reviewed the tape, and I still want to just say that I did select Brian Hickey to center a hockey team around, and I feel like that means a lot.
That does mean a lot.
Stephen Mack couldn't get it.
That was probably the only
the fact that they were picking Larry Briggs and I think you, which is whatever, but to not pick Brian Hickey is just unbelievable to me. So
no, I will give credit where credit is due. There, that was a hell of a pick. I mean, it was a no-brainer for me too. But I mean, I'm reading some of these text messages I got. We're gonna call all these people anonymous. One person sent me a text saying, "Placey's segment was such a train wreck." Anonymous. What do you have to say to that person?
Why couldn't they put it in the group text? I don't understand.
And another person, we're going to call him Anonymous, said, "I hate Placey so much, I can't believe I made him my best man. Hickey was the obvious choice. Pretty sure he owes me gas money from like 2007 that I need to get off him too." Anonymous.
That is so anonymous, right?
What do you have to say to these critics?
I don't know what gas money he's talking about, but okay, yeah. You know what? I mean, they're going to hate. You know, when you're 2-0, when you're on top right now, I expect it to come my way.
I mean,
and after 3-0 and 4-0, it's going to be just as bad. So
I mean, Placey, if you win the $1,000 grand prize here, that's definitely going to help pay back that unfortunate plane ride you had to take when you missed your flight during Trevor's bachelor party too.
It'll definitely. I mean, I still think that's actually on my PayPal credit still. Actually, so that'll go towards paying that for sure.
That's awesome, actually. Now, just a little touch up because you are such a mystery at times. I mean, I touched on this a little bit there are times where you randomly disappear across the U.S. and you'll chase love. There's times where you're jumping from golf careers to enterprise. Just to get the viewers just kind of like, what is Mike Palacey doing in life right now? What is he doing? Where is he living? What is he doing? How's his love life?
Living in Pittsburgh again. I was living in Oklahoma for, I guess, some people that didn't know I was in Oklahoma. And, back, feels good to be home. No longer working in golf. I'm selling time clocks for a payroll company right now, but all is well. I got the dog, I got the girl. Everything's good on that front. Playing a little bit of monkey bar again. Actually had an assist on a Tom McCormick goal.
That's such a great combination. I love it. I love when Tom.
The Palacey Tom McCormick combination was really kicking last game. So
that's a meat and potatoes line right there. Now, so what happened to Enterprise?
I don't know. I was just slinging cars for a little bit and decided, I guess behind the rental car counter wasn't for me, working that 60, 70-hour work week. Some of us just can't do it like Ben Matta does. So.
No, not all of us are Ben Matta. I gotta give credit where credit's due. I could never work 180 hours a week like Matter does.
That's absolutely incredible. I was working 7 to 7 and just thinking, wow, man, at least I get to go home after this, and what's Matter doing?
So is Enterprise now not an official sponsor of the Monkey Bar podcast like they were with Trevor's Bachelor Party 2016?
Unfortunately, Enterprise cannot sponsor. I'm kind of wondering if that's why Hickey and Trev decided to back out for Philly. Enterprise will no longer sponsor.
No, it's good to hear. Well, Palacey, it's great to hear from you. Maybe we'll have you again on a future episode. I always get the top point getter on here, so maybe you'll be back next week for maybe three interviews in a row.
That'd be nice, Robbie.
All right, thanks, Mike, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and good luck in week 3.
All right, thank you.
That's Mike Palacey. Good to always hear from that kid, and it's answered a lot of questions that we needed answered. So this concludes the week 2. I gotta get my fucking weeks right. This concludes the week 2 podcast. I'll get this up and loading, and look forward to hearing the comments.